Welcome to the Twinkl Talks EYFS podcast. Working in the early years is busy, funny, messy and exhausting. Join me, Shana, and the rest of the Twinkl EYFS team as we talk honestly about our experiences as practitioners, teachers and professional nappy changers. Whether you're listening to increase your CPD hours or catching up on our antics whilst driving home from work, Twinkl EYFS will share everything you need to know about all things early years. Good morning, wonderful listeners, to another episode of Twinkl Talks EYFS. Now, today's a pretty special episode because this is our first episode that is on TikTok Live. So you might notice that it'll sound a little bit different, but that is why. And the bonus of having it on a TikTok Live is that it actually comes with a video. So if you're not listening to it already on YouTube and you fancy watching us as well as listening to us, go onto YouTube where you can get the video as well as the audio for this episode. But I'm really excited today because this is the second episode in our mini-series of Twinkl Talks around the world. We had Australia last episode with the wonderful Stacey, and this week we have the wonderful Sonia from Twinkl Romania to talk to us about what early years looks like in Romania. So without further ado, I'll let her take it away. Sonia!
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm loving the background here. Where are you right now?
Actually, it's in my at my desk in my bedroom, so it's my little work corner here.
I love it. See, I've got a spare bedroom in my house I'm looking off, but it's my home office now. So yeah, this is my home office. Sitting on the sofa, relaxed after a day. Got a cup of tea, so
It's a very cozy workspace.
I hope so. Yes, I hope so. It's all right. How's your day been?
Well, it's been a very good day because here in Romania we have a free day today and also tomorrow because national celebration, a national holiday actually tomorrow. So it's a free day. It was very nice.
Oh, tell us, what's that? Like a free day? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so for example, when we have a big event celebrating, sometimes we have a day off that we recover that. So
I like it.
Yes. And tomorrow we actually celebrate a history event that happened with the tree, and this is a big event here, and it's a free day.
Oh, wow. Gosh. Oh, well, thank you. There you go. We're learning something already, Sonia. And we've only just started. It's super exciting. So for our wonderful people that are here, this is mine and Sonia's first ever TikTok Live, isn't it? So
yeah.
We're a little bit nervous, but it's all right because, the early years community, we're in it together, aren't we? So it's really exciting. And I've already said to the people in the comments, if you have any questions about things as we're going, come on, just put them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. With Elizabeth here, look, we're going to be making edible pond jelly later. Nice. Let us know how that goes, Elizabeth. Edible pond jelly. Does that sound something you'd like, Sonia?
I don't know exactly what it is. It sounds interesting.
I'm sure it's just like green jelly to put in a tough tray. That sounds delicious. That sounds great. So the reason why we're here, if you don't know already, so my name is Shana. I am from Twinkl. I work on the EYFS team, and I also do a podcast for Twinkl called Twinkl Talks EYFS, and it's been running for a couple of months now, but we thought, wouldn't it be really fun if we did a live episode? And I'm just starting a mini-series on the podcast called Early Years Around the World, because I don't know about you guys, but I've always been really interested to find out what early years looks like in other countries. And, with the whole COVID and not being able to travel and things like that, I thought, how could I find out hang on a minute, let's ask people, let's find out. So Sonia was really kind enough to answer back and say, hey, I'll come and tell you about early years in Romania, and here we are, which is super exciting. We've got other episodes talking about early years in Australia, early years in South Africa as well. We've got what it's like to teach early years in Mexico, like loads of other super cool countries as well. But this is our first TikTok live doing it, Sonia. So thank you for being brave and coming with me on this and just doing it live. So I suppose my first question would be, there's loads of different like ways to become an early years teacher in England. Like sometimes you can go to college and train, sometimes you go to university and things like that. So how does it work in Romania? How do you become an early years practitioner in Romania?
Okay, so that's a very good question for the young students that would like to practice this job. First of all, thank you for having me here. It's also very exciting for me to be here live on my first live ever, not only on TikTok.
We feel famous, don't we? We're like, oh.
Yes. So there are also many ways to become, actually two ways to become early year teachers in Romania. One is you can go to a high school or a college that is a vocational high school that prepares you for being a teacher at the kindergarten, a preschool teacher, or at the primary school. You have the both jobs. Yes, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And if you go to a normal high school, not a vocational one, like pedagogical one, you can then choose the university, the pedagogic university, and there you also get the same diploma, and you get specialized in being an early years or a primary teacher. So somehow these two comes in the same pack in Romania.
Yeah, that's exciting. First of all, Sonia, how did you become an early years teacher?
Well, I have been to the pedagogical high school because I've always knew that I want to become a teacher. Not exactly an early years teacher, but I knew that I like to teach. And then that's why I've chosen that high school, because somehow there you learn very punctual, a lot of things. You go to kindergarten, to school, to see a lot of things in the 4 years. So it's very good to choose that if you already know that you like this job. And
Yeah.
then you can also, if you go to this high school, you can choose another university, not the pedagogical one. So it's not a problem. For example, I've chosen the law university, but I've still remained to the kindergarten job because that is what I love.
I don't want to brag, but yeah, kindergarten, early years is the best, right? Like that's the why we're all here. But you've actually picked on something already. You call it kindergarten, whereas we call it early years. So what age does it start, and sort of how do you break it up?
It starts at 3 years old and it lasts until 6 years old. And we also have the nursery that is from 2 to 3 years old. And now, for example, in these days, there is a new, let's say, a new trend that some high school, vocational high schools, to prepare the students for being nursery teachers. This is a lack in our system, and they want to bring more nursery teachers specialized for nursery.
Ah, so then nursery 2 years old, right? Do you
Yes.
have babies?
No, no. I think the smallest one are 1 year and a half, something like that.
Ah, okay. So I think that's probably something a little bit different. Is in England, I think we go from very quite young, we can. I think I'm not sure what the earliest is, I'll be honest, but I'm pretty sure I'm sure I know some people who've had babies like 6 months old go into
Oh,
nursery. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, but
I
apart from that, very similar.
Here in Romania, I think the law for the mothers is very favorable because you can stay home with your child until he or she gets 2 years old. So it's
Ah,
a good thing from this,
yes.
and that's why nursery should be from 2 to 3 years old. But usually we receive smaller children because there are parents that go to start working earlier than 2 years old.
Yeah.
But I
See, that's very interesting. Yeah, yeah, because obviously we don't have that kind of
think it's different.
support for parents at that age. Yeah.
I think you can stay only, and I don't know, until 6 months or something. Maybe I'm
Mm.
wrong.
I mean, look, this is the joy of TikTok Live, is because if we do get something wrong, they'll tell us. It's fine. I'm sure somebody out there in TikTok world will know, so it's all good. It's all good. This is the big one I'm going to ask about now. The curriculum. Now, you were really kind enough to send me your curriculum, 42 pages long. To be fair, the England one is absolutely huge as well. But before I ask any questions, look, I took notes. You see, I took notes. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. Can you tell us about what early years in the curriculum looks like?
Well, the curriculum for early years here in Romania, it's structured in some areas of development similar to the one that you have in England, because I've also looked over the curriculum from England, and it's somehow they are similar, and
Hmm.
they are somehow they follow to form children some abilities, not knowledge, not a lot of information, but they should have some abilities when they finish kindergarten. And this is a thing to help them achieve some abilities in different areas of development. And these areas of development are language and communication, maths and science, personal and social development, physical education, art, and so the same as you have in England.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of the we call them like prime and specific areas in England. We've got 7 of them, and a lot are very similar. I wrote that down too. I wrote that down too, Sonia. But there was one thing that I thought was really interesting. It didn't really talk about reading and writing as like its own thing. It was. Is it in language? Is it kind of a mix?
Yes, yes. So it's a mix in language and communication. So usually in the kindergarten, the children are from 3 to 6 years old. So they are 3 years. In the last year, we focus more on recognizing the alphabet letters, on writing easy words like name, cities, and things like this. But the focus for reading and writing, it will be in the primary school, in the first grade in the primary school from six
Mm.
years old, because a few years ago the children would stay 4 years in kindergarten here in Romania. So the 6 7 years was also in the kindergarten, but now it has moved to the primary school for helping them to accommodate. So the skills for reading and writing is more focused there, not in kindergarten.
Ah, see, that's really interesting. So a couple of things there. So 3 years in early years, whereas we would maybe have 2, I would say, is kind of the normal, like 3 to 5, but you've got 3 to 6. And it used to be 3 to 7. Do you know there's a lot of European countries, they do, don't they? Up to 7 years old, they class it as kindergarten, right?
Yes, but now I think it's all changed because we also align to the European trend to change it and to have another separate class. It's called the preparation.
Ah.
It's not the first grade. It was like the zero grade. We also told yes that prepare the children for primary cycle. They don't
Oh,
receive
wow.
there. They somehow have a shorter hours with a lot of play games and things like this to accommodate to the school, to the teacher, to everything.
So there's like a year in between reception and year one. I've not heard of that. That's cool. And I really like as well that the reading and the writing is more
Yes,
of a primary focus.
yes, yes. In the reception class, I guess. Yes,
Yeah.
for example, if you have like very good children in the kindergarten, we help them to reach more words. But if they are don't, we don't force them. This is the idea. Don't force them to read or
Mm.
write because they will start. They will do the same thing in the reception class.
It's interesting because when we get in England to the end of reception, we have something called early learning goals, which is like you tick off, kind of things that they can do, and some of them is about writing. So they're expected in England to write a simple sentence by the end of reception. Is that the same in Romania, or is it just if they like it, we'll do
We
it. If they don't, we won't bother?
we expect them to just simple words, not sentences. We don't teach them sentences, only oral communication like affirmative, interrogative, but not in writing.
Ah, that's good to know. That's good to know. I feel like I might be wrong here, but a lot of us early years practitioners in England would say that's a more natural way of teaching in early years. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I have noticed some really nice things actually about your curriculum because I worked really hard because you sent it to me in Romanian, and unfortunately my Romanian is not great, but I
Oh,
translated it, Sonia. I know. I'm dedicated. I was like, no, I'm going to find out what's happening here. And there's something that came out that I really liked, and it might be a terrible translation, so I apologize.
okay.
But roughly, one of the sentences it said was, the education program is best designed when it's based on the fundamental premise that education and care are inseparable. And that was from the Romanian curriculum. So does that kind of sum up what it's like to be in the EYFS in Romania? That it is not just about the academics, it's about caring for the child.
Yes, I think it's not only this phrase. I think I might say that it's not available only in Romanian, but in all the systems, because if you don't care about the children, it's hard to have patience, to understand them, to connect with them, and to help them to grow, because this is the main purpose there, to help them grow, to help them develop, to prepare them for primary, for the next steps of their lives. And you need to
Yeah.
do this.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad because we do that over here too. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe numbers and the alphabet, is important, but also they're humans and we need to teach them, how to deal with their emotions, how to feel safe and comfortable, how to, talk to people. And that's just as important, teaching them how to look after themselves and, wash their hands and all of that stuff. So that's really nice to see that it happens in Romanian kindergartens as well. Do you think? Because I saw this as well in the curriculum. It said the child is an active topic in the process of learning. So does that mean that the curriculum is very child led? Do you kind of go off of what the children want?
Uh, I think it's more about fixing the process of learning according to the child's response. But
Ooh,
still following that areas of development, that the objectives that you establish at the beginning of the year, you still follow them, but you somehow you fix or redo the program of learning if you see that the children have some gaps or need more time to spend on one topic, things like this. So the response of the children will guide us.
oh, that's good. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you might have plans in certain topics, but if you see that it might not be working, you can listen to the child and do something more appropriate.
Yeah, to help them to achieve that, and that objectives that are not maybe accomplished yet.
Yeah, because I saw in the curriculum as well, at the end, it kind of did, was it examples of topics or do you have to follow those topics?
There are examples of topics, and we have some big topics that we need to follow. But the rest, we can be creative and find a lot of subjects for every day. So we have no limits to this part. It's
Oh, I like it. Okay, so what are your favorite topics to teach in early years?
Well, I think I like to teach about seasons because they are so different, and the children are really engaged, and they have a lot of joy when the spring is coming, when the winter is coming, when you talk about autumn and about the falling of the leaves. For them, it's something.
Yeah.
So I really like these topics related to nature, to springs, to seasons, everything.
Okay, tricky question now. Which ones do you not like teaching?
Well, I cannot say I have one that I don't like, but there are more, even if we teach at the kindergarten, there are more difficult, like challenging topics where you need to documentate a lot. For example, teaching dinosaurs might be really pleasant, but I had the occasion to meet some very well documented children and passionate about dinosaurs that knew all the names of the dinosaur and all this
Right.
information. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about it. I read and to say, okay, so it's very good. Yes, so there might be some topics where the children are more well informed than me.
Oh, right. And I feel like dinosaurs is definitely one of them because I think every year I must do dinosaurs just because there's at least like 5 children that go, Miss, we love dinosaurs. So I'm like, all right, okay, we'll choose that as a topic. And you're so right. I can't pronounce half of the dinosaur names, but they can roll it off the tongue. And they're like, did you know that the bada has the bada? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Do you wanna take over? Because I don't know what's happening here. So
Yeah, so this might happen if they are passionate about one of these topics or universe. Also, I saw that it's a topic of interest, planets and
yeah.
things like.
Oh, stop. Oh my God, space is my favorite topic. Molly May also loves the dinosaur. Well done, Molly May. Thank you. I mean, just space is my favorite thing. You have you heard of Storybots?
I don't think.
Okay, so it's on YouTube, right? All I'm going to say, Sonia, is Google Storybots on YouTube, and they have the funniest, brilliant, like perfect songs, raps about the different planets and space, and it's great for early years children. Oh, and they do dinosaur ones as well. And I promise you, if you don't know like the names and the words, it's fine because the song does. So you just put that on and you're like, okay, great, you dance, you know, you get to do that. So Storybots is a great one for dinosaurs in space, I would say.
Okay, this sounds great. I will.
We're just sharing the love, sharing the love. There was something else as well that I found really interesting. I'm not sure if it was the curriculum, but kind of what underpins what you want a child to learn by the end of early years. So it's number one, communicating in their mother tongue, but then separately, it was about foreign languages and making a point of children being aware of, or at least knowing foreign languages. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, I think it's about focusing on, first of all, of their ability of communicate with others, oral communication. That is very important. Like we spend a lot of time supporting them to answering questions, to put questions, to answer directly when someone speaks or speak with them, things like this. And also another important part is about phonics and things like that, especially like pronouncing the words correctly, recognizing the letters at in the last year, like the beginning, the capital letters, the beginning letter, the ending letter, things like this. uh, so this is about, I think this is there are these are the differences.
Yeah, I was just about to ask as well, actually, do you have phonics in Romania? Because in England we have phonics, but our language is not totally phonetic. It doesn't match sound to letter all the time. Is it the same in Romania?
uh yes, the hardest part, but we don't focus very much on this at the kindergarten, but it's still, we can hear it, so you need to correct the child, is that we have letters and then we have groups of letters. So the group of letters, they have a way to be written and have a way to be pronounced, so this is also difficult for the children.
Yeah.
Usually we only focus to recognize the beginning letter of the word, the ending letter, to split in syllables. This is also important, and this is what we teach them, to count the words in a sentence, to count the syllables in a word, so things like this.
Oh, good. So there's a really good crossover then, because I'm just thinking of all of my England teachers who want to go over to Romania. Awesome, because then they know phonics, they know the structure and things like that as well. Do you learn any other languages in early years?
There are kindergarten that have German programs, and that all the program is in German language, and there are another ones that have English as an optional activity.
Oh, wow, okay. And that starts from really young.
Yes, it's like an optional activity where children go only if their parents want, and they learn words in English, songs, games in English. So it's very nice and very playful, things like this.
Yeah. I love that. That's one thing I wish we could do in England is learn more different languages because it's just more inclusive, isn't it, really, to start with? But it's also really exciting and really fun. And I always say, if a child could learn how to say the word Tyrannosaurus Rex at 3 years old, then they can learn another language. Like, it's just nice and it helps the brain, doesn't it? If you learn another language, it
Yeah,
helps your brain development, doesn't it?
exactly. Yes, of course. There are a lot of
Yeah.
studies of this, and also I saw that the children have this passion because some of them already come from their home knowing words in English from the songs, colors, and animals, things like this. They already know.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's really exciting. Oh, we've just had a comment from Twinkl Parents. They have found learning the Polish phonics system so much easier as they don't have a lot of alternative sounds and things like that. Yeah, I think England is just, we just pick and choose what we want to do, really, Twinkl Parents. Yeah, I get that. So maybe we could have a look at Twinkl early years in Poland and see how they do it in phonics. But that's a good one. Um,
And they are also asking what age is early years in Romania. It's a
oh,
three
yes.
6 years.
3 years from age 3 to 6.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. See, so you get 3 years of this fun times. What are the topics that you have to do? I know we talked about the ones that you like. Which ones do you have to do?
Well, there are some general topics like the world, the history, things like this, and you just, for example, if you teach about Christmas, you choose the general topics from
Mm.
Christmas, like, uh,
Oh, yeah.
and you have the traditions, and then you have the tree Christmas, that is your own subject of the week, of 2 weeks, whatever.
Yeah. Do you have any Romanian traditions that you also like teach and topic, or like is there specific parts of Romanian history or?
Well, we usually plan our activity for the whole year according to
Mm.
the events that are also celebrated in other countries and some national events like we have, for example, Mărțișor. I don't know if you are.
No, tell us.
No, so Mărțișor, it's a Romanian celebration. It's celebrated on the 1st of March, and it's somehow the beginning of the spring here in Romania. And there are some old stories about this tradition. That's the short version is that people are giving as a gift a small a small gift, like, I don't know, something to wear or some earrings today's. Uh, it's
Chocolate? There's got to be chocolate, surely.
and no, it's handmade. It's like a brochure. Yes, it's like a brochure. I hope I pronounce it well.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
that's
something
really sweet.
that you can wear, but it's handmade, and it also needs to have like a ribbon, white and red. And this is the tradition that ribbon would have the shape of a bow, a small bow, and
Yeah.
the snow represents the white represents the snow that falls down when the spring comes, and the blood represents the red represents the blood that is from our traditional stories that a young man saved the sun and bring the spring to the people.
Oh, what's the name of this traditional tale? I'd love to read it.
Mărțișor.
Oh, okay. You know what? After this, can you spell it for me? Because you know what my spelling
Okay,
is like.
yes, of
Okay.
course.
Okay, great.
So if about Mărțișor, you will find the legend, and also you will see how it looks like exactly, because I have. Yeah. So nowadays we have this some brooch, I don't know, earrings, all kind of handmade things with the ribbon, but many, many years ago, there were just the ribbons, the white,
Yeah.
red
I
ribbon.
love that. And also, the 1st of March is coming up. So, of course, we're going, our earliest teachers in England, we're going to have families in our settings that are from Romania. And you've just given us something that we can do to include those families and make them feel welcome and
Yes,
explore that in England settings. So, that's really exciting.
I'm glad. We also have a lot of crafts in kindergarten where we make mărțișoare with the children, and they will give them to their mothers or grandmothers at home. So yes,
Cute.
it's a very big event here in Romania.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Actually, that brings me on to my next kind of like question is what does a typical day in Romanian earlier settings look like?
Well, it's also there are two type of kindergartens here in Romania of preschools. The one with short program and the one with long program. The most of the kindergartens are with long program, where in the morning children have activities, have breakfast, lunch, and then they sleep in the kindergarten, and after that they go home. And the short one, they are only going from 8 to 12 in the morning just for activities. I work
Oh,
at a long program kindergarten because the most of them are like this, and there are two teachers, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then we receive the children in the morning from 6 a.m. until 8. So
wait, I'm sorry, 6 o'clock.
yes, but we don't go from 6. We go only from 7:30. But there is always somebody from 6 o'clock to receive the children that would come, and there are always some children coming at 6 or 6:30 in the morning.
What do you do? Do you just let them sleep until everybody else comes?
They actually have a lot of energy.
Oh yeah, of course. They're 3 and 2 and 4 and 5. Of course they're up.
And after we receive all the children till 8 o'clock, we then have the morning activities, transitions. We have the breakfast there in the kindergarten, and then we start our lessons and games and things like that. And at 12 o'clock, we have the lunch, and then we have the rest program, the sleeping program, 2 hours, and then the children might go home from 3 to 5, and we also have some activities with them because they're not living the everyone they are living on the road, some 3 or 4 until 5.
Yeah. Oh wow. So I mean, the 2 hour rest. Can I come? That sounds. Do teachers get involved too? Because that sounds amazing.
Only supervising.
Yeah, only the bosses are allowed to do that. Yeah, no, I get that. You got to watch them, make sure they're okay. But that also kind of brings me on to you said between about 8 and 12, you just said learning. So Twinkl parents have asked, learning through play, is that something that happens in Romania, or do you have set activities like a timetable?
Well, we have a timetable, but usually all our activities are presented to children through play. So all our lessons should be fun. We have a lot of materials that are always somehow trying to engage them, to take them into the game world, to the stories world. So we are not just teaching maths like in school or things like this. We have games. Everything is a game, a story, and this is how we do every activity.
And do you try, because I know here in England we have to have the inside area and the outside area kind of doing similar things and having similar things. Do you have that as well, or is it separate?
Well, yes, we have that too, but there are days when we can do that, and days when we cannot do that. It depends
On the weather? Does it depend on the weather?
on the weather, yes, and also a big problem is sometimes we have a big number of children, and this is so
Mm.
difficult if the weather is not very good, and we have also a lot of children, like 25 or 30 children present. It's really hard to dress them all and to undress them and things like
Oh,
that.
yes. Yes, we know. Actually, what's the ratio like? Because over here we have one adult to three 3 year olds, one adult to 4 4 year olds, things like that. What's it like for you?
Well, this sounds very nice.
Oh no.
we are one teacher on the shift with the whole class.
Wait. What about assistants? You have nursery nurses.
We don't have assistants in Romania.
What?
We have just the cleaning personnel that comes to help us when we go with the children to the bathroom, or when a child has an accident and need to be changed. When we dress them for getting out, also a cleaning person comes to help us. But in the classroom, it's just the teacher and the children. We don't have any assistant.
You're on your own with 33-year-olds.
Yes.
Okay. You know, I feel a little bit. I was complaining about our ratios, like, because our ratios is hard. When I'm in nursery, like, our ratio is 1 to 13, and then so I used to have a nursery, and we had 44 children. Okay, yeah, and then it was me and 2 nursery nurses. And for us, that was hard because I was like, I can't, like trying to do an activity with 13 3-year-olds. I was like, no, I can't, there's too many of you. You don't even fit around a table. But I can't complain because you just got yourself. Wow, how do you manage that? How do you manage that?
I think somehow we found the ways to have their attention. But I'm lucky because this year I have only 23, so it's
that's a nice number. Yeah.
It's a nice number, and it's not 30, so I was glad.
Right?
Yeah,
oh gosh.
good. And this is the idea, to have less children, like 20, the maximum 25, because 30 it's over.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
But there are two classes in my kindergarten that have 32 children, and there are 28 presents every day. So yes.
Every day. Oh, that's the one time that you just want one of them to have a cold and be like, no, you stay at home. That's okay.
I think that the teachers try to get to take them outside a lot.
Yeah.
This helps a lot, if they are the biggest group, so it helps a lot to take them outside, take them to walks, to different activities outside the kindergarten, because they are bigger and then they need a lot of new activity.
Yeah, I bet. Do you have to do like observations as well? Where you like take pictures and write down what they do?
Yes, we have observation sheets. We can adapt. We can have our own observation sheet and write the progress of the children there. And usually we take photos for the parents to see different activities and things like this.
Wow. So actually, apart from the ratios of adults, the day is actually quite similar, like you say. Okay. Also, again, apart from staying and having children at 6 o'clock in the morning, I do not know how you do that. I do not function as an adult before 10 o'clock. So those poor children, I would not be good.
It's good that the teachers only go from 7 o'clock or 7:30, but there are children that come at 6 o'clock and you need to take them from the nursery.
Yeah, because the parents, they have to go to work, don't they? So that's why, yeah. So it helps the parents. Does that mean you finish earlier or not?
No, if you start, for example, if you start at 7:30, you finish at 12:30. 5 hours is the program in the kindergarten. And then if you are in the second shift, you start at 12 and finish at 17.
Oh, okay. So you shift it. You do shift, so that's okay. Okay, that's a bit more manageable, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, and it's easier because of the big children and everything. And
which one do you prefer?
Both have advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
Somehow, yes, we have 1 week in the morning, 1 week in the afternoon. So it's good because in the morning you have a lot of things to do with the children, and in the afternoon you prepare your activities for the next week when they are in the rest period. So somehow you have time to recover from the morning.
Yeah. That's a good one. And then if you're doing the late shift, well, you've got to lie in, haven't you? So you don't have to get up really early.
Yes, this is the advantage. Yes, but if you're in the morning shift, you are free the rest of the day. So it's also...
This is it. The afternoon is yours. I'm loving this. Okay, so we're coming nearly to the end of this now. But before we go, what's your favorite thing about working in early years in Romania?
I think my favorite thing is that I don't feel really like working, even if sometimes there are hard period and stressful period, because I would lie, there are, but I don't feel like I go to work every time I talk with somebody. I don't go to work. I go to play, I don't know. I feel happy there, and this is what I like.
I love that. I think that's just a global thing about early years, isn't it? It's just fun. That's why we're in the job. We love it. That's so great. Before we get onto our game, because you know, if you've listened to the podcast, you know we always finish with a game. Before we get there, we've got one more question. Do you have an external inspection system like we have Ofsted?
Yes, we have an external. It's not really external. It's like a superior institution that's supervised our work. And in Romania, for being a teacher, you have to pass some exams that are regularly. For example, you have an exam at the beginning when you want to enter as a teacher, and you need to take a note. Like, we have marks from 1 to 10. 10 is the biggest, and you need to have over 7 to get a job that is yours. You don't need to. If you get from 5 to 7, you can only work 1 year, and the next year you need to pass the exam again and again. If you...
Oh, wow.
Yes, if you have over 7, you can work as long as the job is available, the position. And the external inspection system will come to in some inspections that are announced 1 year and 1 or 2 year, and then you have to pass another exams. For example, the difference in the exam should be 4 years, somehow, to have some degrees in the teaching career.
Oh, wow.
And all these inspections give you the right to participate to the exam. The exams are always in the summer holiday to take another degree in your career. So you have to pass all these degrees. For each degree exam is at 4 years difference from the previous one.
Wow.
And there are three, yes.
Yeah, and do the kindergartens get, because we get like a grade, like a good or a requires improvement, or as a kindergarten, do they get graded as a setting or as individual teachers?
It's individual.
Oh, ouch, that's scary for me. I'm like, oh no. Oh wow. Okay, honestly, you've given us so much information. I really enjoyed this chat, Sonia. Thank you. Shall we play a game?
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, so we do a teacher would you rather game, and we've changed some of the questions today to be more suitable for Romania as well, in honor of you, Sonia. But the first one is always the same. Okay, so would you rather tea or coffee?
I would definitely choose tea.
Oh, have you got like a flavor or just normal tea?
I like the strawberry tea a lot. This is my favorite.
Oh, that sounds good. You know what? I've got tea right now. It's not strawberry, but tea's always great.
Yes.
Okay, the next one you have to help me with, okay? Because it's Romanian food, and I love questions about food because I love food. So the first one is sarmale. Did I say that right?
Yes, sarmale.
Oh, that sounds so much beautiful when you say it. Or, oh no, ciorba de burta.
Ciorba de burta.
Ciorba de burta. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Would you rather sarmale or ciorba de burta? And also, what are they? They sound amazingly delicious.
Yes, so these are some traditional Romanian food. We not especially me, but the people are usually eating them at the Christmas celebration. There are some heavy food for me. If I wouldn't choose neither sarmale, neither ciorba.
Oh no! You don't like either of them. Oh no! So what's in sarmale then?
Well, sarmale, it's like meat with cabbage.
Oh, you were doing so well. Oh, boiled cabbage. Oh.
Yes, with meat, with a lot of meat and things like this. And ciorba de burtă is like a soup with meat also, but it's like the stomach of the pig.
Oh, like tripe or something.
Yes, exactly, tripe. Yes,
Oh, I can see now why you wouldn't want to pick either of them.
yes, but
Mm,
it's very loved here in Romania, and the people are
yeah.
cooking both of these meals every year regularly on Christmas and on New Year's celebration.
Oh, well, Christmas and New Year are over now. Phew, that's fine. What about Romanian sweets? There's got to be some good Romanian like sweet treats.
Well, there are a lot. I don't know what to say now. It's like
You're like, I don't like any of it.
I don't know if I will find the traditional Romanian because I like a lot of sweets, but I don't know if they are Romanian. Like I
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like I've had a Romanian cake. I think one of my parents cooked me a cake and it was so light and fluffy and oh,
I
it was
think yes,
lots of cream.
we also have the a cake that is not it's just with flour, eggs, and cocoa, just like
Mm.
this, and it's very fluffy and easy, and we usually eat with milk, and it's good. It's very good.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. Okay, last one. This is like a teacher question now. Would you rather teach the social emotional or physical education? Which one would you prefer to teach?
Well, this is a really hard one, but I like both, but I would choose the social development. Yes, personal and social development would be my favorite.
What
Here,
kind of things would you teach?
well, a lot of games like how to manage our emotions, how to handle our emotions. I actually have a game that is a tradition with me and my class in the morning. I have a big poster with some feelings, like some faces, sad, happy, just six emotions, I think, and feelings. And every morning, the children come and say, "Oh, I feel happy today. I feel sad today because." And this is like I would like to keep this tradition. And at the beginning, they were not very used with this, but now they are asking me. It's like a actually it's a dinosaur with all these faces, and they are always asking, "Where is Dino? Where is Dino? Let's talk with Dino." And every morning they are telling me how they feel, and it's very nice because they already like, and somehow they have used with this, and they are expecting the moment to share their emotions with me and with the rest of the class.
That is so cute. I want a Dino, the dinosaur, in my classroom now. That sounds so cute. Oh. Well, Sonia, thank you so much for coming on our TikTok live. I hope you enjoyed it. If our England teachers or anywhere in the world want to know about teaching in Romania, where can we find you? What social platforms have you got?
Well, I have just my Instagram and my Facebook account, like with my name, but it's a little complicated to pronounce it. I can write you after that. Yes, and also on the Twinkl Romania, if you ask, because I'm a Twinkl Romania member and working for the preschool segment, and it's always a pleasure to share things and to
I
talk with
love the
you.
stuff that you do on your Instagram. I think that's really sweet. So, guys, if you're interested in learning more about Romania and how to teach there and the education system, go hit them up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, a lot. And for people who don't know who I am, come and find me on Twinkl EYFS. We're everywhere. Again, we're on TikTok, Instagram. But this episode, which is a live episode of the Twinkl Talks EYFS podcast, I am going to download this video and upload it onto the podcast as well. So if you have friends that think, they haven't been able to come and chat with us, but they would really like to know, then don't worry, go and head over to the Twinkl Talks EYFS podcast and I'll upload it there too. But I've had such a lovely chat, Sonia. So thank you so much for joining me. And everyone who's come and joined as well, thank you so much for coming. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, and you're an amazing host. Thank you very much.
Stop it, you stop.
Yeah, it was very pleasant, and like your spot, it was very cozy, calm, and I liked the atmosphere. And thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk about this
You're
subject
so
with
welcome.
you and with all the listeners. Thank you very much.
You're amazing, Sonia. Bye.
Bye.
Super! So that was our first ever TikTok live. If you were able to join us for the live, I hope you really enjoyed it. We are going to do another one on TikTok live. We're going to be talking to Delia from Twinkl, Mexico in February. So make sure you follow us on our TikTok account to sign up to our live event. And again, if you're not able to make it, I am going to download the video and audio and upload it here as our podcast episode, so nobody gets to miss out. I hope you're enjoying our Early Years Around the World mini-series, and I can't wait for the next episode. Have a great day! So that's it from today's episode. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you really enjoyed it. If you would like to get involved or would like to know more, come and find us on our social media sites. We have a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and TikTok account. All of the details will be in the description. And whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great day today.